Sorry guys, I don't know what happened. I was recording the video. It took me a long time ago to finish it, and then I don't know what happened. So I think I can replay the video here. Let's begin. So from the beginning, what is a 2 squared actually? What is a square of a number? A square of a number, for example, here if you begin, is just 2 times 2, and then 3 squared is just 3 times 3. The 4 squared is nothing but 4 times 4. Now, any number, if you multiply it, is just that number times itself. It's the number times itself. Now, if you want to calculate what is 2 times 2, it is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 squared is 4 times 4, and it's 16. We call it square because we have two numbers, like a square. You know the surface of any square? It's just that number times itself. That's it. As for the cube, because it's 3 times, this is called power. The power of a number. If it's cube, now let's see. 10 squared is 10 times 10. The answer is 100. Now 8 squared is 8 times 8 equals 64. The 9 squared is 9 times 9 equals 81. It's so simple. 7 squared is 7 times 7, and it's equal to 49. Get me? Let's say you have a square, so it's a times b, and then make a times a, which is the same number. That's why we call it squared. As for the cube, you know the cube is length times width times you have to need to find volume. That's why we call it cube, because it has 3 parameters. And cube, which has the same distance, if you say cube of something, it means that number times that number times that number 3 times. For now, you don't need to focus on these shapes and squared. You're not going to have it. You just have the result. If you say 2 cube, it means 2 times 2 times 2. Now 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 3 cube, it's 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. And then 9 times 3 is 27. Get me? 4 cube is 4 times 4 times 4. Now, 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4, it's 16. 16 times 4. 16 times 4, it's 64. Now, 5 cube. 5 cube is 5 times 5 times 5. And then 5 times 5 is 25. Times 5, 125. Because 20 times 5 is 100. 5 times 5 is 25. 100 plus 25, 125. Alright? Alright. Now, as for the fractions. For the fractions, I'm going to give you just a bar, and you need to describe it. Give me the fraction related to the... in fact, here it was divided by 6, not 1 over 5. I'm going to correct it in a while. Yeah, so we have 6 parts. So each part of them is 1 over 6. It means 1 part from 6. Now, the part shaded is 3 parts. 3 parts shaded. 3 parts from what? From 6. From the whole parts are 6. 3 from 6. Alright? Let's see another one. I tried to do it manually, but it's not good. It didn't work. So, let's do it in a bar mode. Now, this one I'm going to divide it by 4. How many parts do we have in a whole? We have 4 parts. Now, how many parts is it shaded? Now, each one of them is 1 part from 4. The parts shaded, let's say it's 3 parts. 2 parts we shaded. So, it's 2 over 4. 2 parts from 4. Now, as for the decimals, now I'm going to give you some specific and famous decimals. So well known, these decimals. Okay. Now, 1 over 2. If you cut 1 into 2 parts, it gives you half. Half in decimals is 0.5. Now, 1 over 3, which is third in decimals is 0.33. Remember that 0.33 times 3, normally it should give you 1. Yes, it gives you 0.99, which is closest to 1. Now, 1 over 4, if you cut 1 bar or 1 strip into 4 parts, it gives you each one of them. Now, you're going to divide again 0.5 by 2, which means the quarter of something is half of that something. Get me? If you divide 0.5 by 2 again, it gives you 0.25. Why? Remember, 25 times 4 is 100, isn't it? If you divide 100 by 4, it gives you 25. But if you divide 10 by 4, it gives you 2.5. If you divide 0.5 or 1 by 4, it gives you 0.25. So 1 over 4 is always 0.25. This is called quarter of something. All right? This is quarter, and this is half, and this is third. All right? There's many halves, actually, not just 1 over 2, equivalent fractions, you see? Sometimes 2 over 4 is also half. 4 over 8 is also half. 16 over 64, which is half. 5 over 10, sorry, yeah, not 16 over 64, guys, because 16 times 2 is 32. This one was wrong. 16 over 32. 16 over 32. Not 16 over 64. Now we come to 7 over 10. 7 over 10, look, 5 over 10 is also half, but any number over 10 is 0 point that number. 7 over 10 is 0.7. 8 over 10 is 0.8. 9 over 10 is 0.9. Get me? Any number. 7 over 10, 6 over 10 is 0.6, 2 over 10 is 0.2. Anything over 10, put 0 point that number on the top. Okay? 3 over 4, which is 3 quarters, it means 3 quarters. Look, 3 from quarter. 3 quarters. 3 quarters, the word literally is 3 quarters. It means 3 times 0.25. Which is 0.75. If you multiply 25 by 3, it's 75. It means 0.75. Okay? These were famous. Now, let's go to the last question. Last question is about mixed numbers, turn them into improper fractions. Now, improper fractions is like this. 3, 1 over 2. You're going to match them. I'm going to give you one row of we did it actually in the book. One row of mixed numbers and the other row of improper fractions, and you need to match between them, between the equivalent, the convenient, the suitable fraction, improper fraction, to its match, the match for the mixed number. 6, 1 over 3, and then we have 23 over 4, 22 over 5, 7 over 2, 19 over 3. Let's see. You need to calculate them to find the match. Just 1 minute. All right. Now, if you want to find the first one, which is 3 and half, it's 3 times 2 plus 1. 3 times 2 plus 1 over 2. Always remember, we put 2 here. Always remember, it's over 2. Put over 2. Over 4. Put over 4. When you calculate this, what do we calculate now? You find only the numerator, not the denominator. So, in the end, 3 times 2 plus 1. 3, the number in the top, times the number in the bottom, plus the number in the top. 3 times 2 plus 1. 3 times 2 plus 1. Over 2 in the end. There's over 2 here. Put it back here. 3 times 2 is 6. Plus 1, it's 7. 7 over 2. Okay, the next one. It's 5 times 4 plus 3. So 5 times 4 plus 3 over 4. 5 times 4 plus 3 over 4 again. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus 3 is 23. 23 over 4. This is the match. The match is this. Alright, 4 times 5, this one. This one is 4 times 5 plus 2. 4 times 5 plus 2. Over 5 again, remember. So 4 times 5 is 20. That's why it's so important to know the multiplication table. 20 plus 2 is 22 over 5. Now the last one, it's 6 times 3 plus 1. Now 6 times 3 is 18 plus 1 over 3 again. Put back again the over 3. So it's 19 over 3. Okay, the last one, the match. Okay, guys, Careful about the multiplication. Yalla, take care. Good luck.